Hey, yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dudes paid in full, gunning to be the best.
We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast. Presented by Hero-Club.com. And of course, live on YouTube. And of course, YouTube, Spotify, Automatic.com. Wherever else you may find this fine audio recording and live, as I mentioned on YouTube. I'm going to figure out the intro. I know we're not on Twitch anymore. Give me a minute to figure it out. But we still talk about professional wrestling, both from mainstream and the independent scene. My name is Matty Jay. That is TWK.
Boxes everywhere.
Man, the last time I moved was college, and that was a lot of boxes. Just, yeah. Shintigercurl joins us as well.
Hey, the Wrestle-Cast. Matty Jay and T-Dub, these guys are nothing but fantastic.
Yeah, he wants me to stick around past the Forbidden Door.
Hey, the Forbidden Door, that crossover event is going to be forbidden-tastic.
Well, there's also NXT tomorrow. You don't want to watch NXT? I mean, it's the premier developmental league for WWE.
Reading a book about scrotums.
Oh, come on,
T-Dub.
Black and gold.
T-Dub. We got to talk about, I think he's more looking forward to Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing? That AEW event is going to be Tony Khan-tastic.
And for those wondering, what about NXT?
Yep, sound speaks volumes.
Yep. There you go. Sorry, Braun. You're still leading a dead brand. And ladies and gentlemen, I did bring up an AEW pay-per-view, and you know the gimmick now. We gotta bring in our, at least as of late, gotta bring in our good buddy, the Shades.
I the AEW guy now. Like, whenever an AEW pay-per-view's in town, you know I'm gonna be there, motherfuckers.
Hey, if they have an AEW zip code, he'll fucking be there.
All right, the Shades is on here. That awesome voice actor is Toku-tastic.
More anime-tastic. You're talking if Toku-tastic is what you're talking about, that's easy.
At this point, I'd say it's more manga-tastic now with all the voice acting.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, voice soon to be acclaimed voice actor. Soon to be acclaimed.
My day will come. You rest assured.
All right, well, we got a show, and my brain's going, I want to do a fucking show, which is a mood that I have not been in a while. So, let's do a fucking show. We got a clip of the week. We got your winners and losers. We got to talk about Night of Champions because, well, a couple of things happened. We'll discuss that there. We'll give you the lowdown if you missed it. Sorry. And, that Double or Nothing show. That Double or Nothing show. We're going to be talking about the preview of that Double or Nothing show. And news, I hear a dude is coming back.
Oh, we're going to talk about that, aren't we?
Jesus Christ. Guy's been out with a busted wing for how fucking long? We're still going, CM Punk! I'm like, oh, God. Fucking egomaniacal fuck.
Pepsi.
That's probably the one thing he and I agree on is fucking Pepsi. Although Cherry Coke is number 2. But that's another story for another day. You want the clip of the week? I sense clip of the weekage.
I believe it's time.
Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm being my normal, tired, stupid self, silly self. Like I said, all that good stuff. Your winners or losers. We got a chat, and here, Crystal, I went, bleh. I take it you just came back from Anime North.
I've been there. I've been that feeling.
I've seen pictures, and god damn it, I need to. It's this and Metricon. I need to go to at least one of them next year just so I can say I fucking did it. But you gotta sign that shit up early. Vietnamese festival. So okay, so a lot of walking around, a little bit of food. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, actually. So that makes sense. Cool. Clip of the week time. This one's pretty simple. It's not the whole promo, or not the whole segment, but there's a portion of the segment which I think underlines what's going on this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, the salt of the earth himself, the devil, MJF, tells it like it is. Take a listen.
You know, a lot of people want to know, MJF, how do you feel with the cards stacked against you heading into Double or Nothing? I'll tell you how I feel. I feel like I want Sammy Guevara to keep shoving his tongue out until it goes into a light socket. I feel like I want Darby Allin to have his wish granted of climbing Mount Everest with his shoelaces untied. I feel like I want Jungle Boy Jack Perry to get thrown into an echo chamber and be forced to speak. That way he could bore himself to death. But unlike you disgusting low-life pores, I'm intelligent. I am fully aware of how important and monumental this matchup is heading into this Sunday. The four of us, the main event of the pay-per-view for a world title. A lot of people like to throw around the word homegrown. Well, it doesn't get more homegrown than us. We have been here since day one, and unlike some of your faves, we didn't have the cheat code of being on national television prior. 4 years ago, you people didn't know who we were. 4 years later, we have beaten the best this sport has to offer. 4 years later, we have given you the best matches and the best moments in the history of this company. We aren't just a part of AEW. God damn it, we are AEW.
Yes, I am playing Saturday Night's Alright for finding the good version. Yes, I know the pay-per-view is tomorrow on Sunday. There was also a PLE presented by WWE, which was on a technical Saturday night, Saturday afternoon for the rest of us, thank God.
Yeah.
And Collision is a thing, so we'll be talking about that in some portion or some faction or something of a bob when T-Dub goes over his list, because, well, haven't you heard? They actually announced where they're going to start the show.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
I do have to hit a button when it comes to MJF's comments in that promo.
Let me just analyze that. No lies detected.
The promo goes develops into more MJF shtick, and you've all heard of that. I thought this was a good way to end it, by the way, but factual information. That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I had only heard sputterings of those names, thanks to Matty, T-Dub, and Shin here prior to watching AEW. Now they are four of my favorites in the company. So, yeah, I think he's on point there.
That being said, before we let T-Dub go take over the news for the entire fucking show again, it's his gimmick, folks. I'm not going to stop it from working his damn gimmick. We do have to discuss WWE saying, I wasn't gonna, but I watched a couple of the matches and decided, well, I was all alone, all by myself, and I had 3 hours to kill while I had could only multitask while making supper. So I put the fucking thing on. So what the fuck?
We're not going to rate it.
We're not going to rate it. Hey, look. It's a PLE. If someone says, hey, here's a code to watch it for free, I'm not going to say no either. We'll just go over the results because obviously we ain't rating this shit. But Seth Rollins is the new heavyweight champion of the world. And by the way, for those wondering what's the lineage of it, actually, belt looks different. But same lineage as the WWE Big Gold, as last held by Randall Keith Orton. So
Good.
whatever lineage it was before, like it's just a big gap. It's got a big WWE logo on it, but beyond that, same lineage. So that's, for me, it's like it was one of those shrug moments. Okay, whatever, cool. Not a world changer. Match itself was good, not great. I would say if someone says, oh, this will be remembered as an important match, well, AJ Styles and Seth freaking Rollins do that kind of match in their sleep. So you watch that match and how good enough to give you that important feel. It was a good thing. And credit to the crowd in Saudi Arabia. They were there. They were loud. They were there. So thumbs up there. Trish defeated Becky Lynch by pinfall. Someone popped up. I'm trying to figure out who it was, but someone interfered. And
A Rock.
No, not The Rock. It was someone else.
Barry Horowitz.
I fucking wish.
Medusa.
That would be fun.
Big Dick Daddy, the other white meat.
Oh, chat saying Zoe Starks.
Thank you. Zoe Starks, who interfered on behalf of Trish at the end of the matchup. So Zoe Starks versus Becky Lynch down the line, I think, is the next feud for those two, with Trish being Trish. Walter defeated Mustafa Ali for the Intercontinental Championship. Mustafa Ali did his thing, took a chop or two. Crowd reacted to those chops. One of the louder Fed chops. Because WWE is one of those places, especially when big arenas, it's hard to hear a good chop. Some of the best chops out of Walter, by the way. So take it as you will.
Eventually they do start pushing Mustafa.
He had a decent showing, but it was one of those... and commentary did what they could to do what they could, do what they can. It was what it was. Asuka is the new Raw Women's Champ.
About time.
There was a mist spot that misfired, and she put some mist in her finger to poke the eye, as Bianca Belair's eye, and and there was references to the Great Muta, so there's a thing. Rhea Ripley retained, as if there was any fucking doubt. It's Natalya, for fuck's sake. So Rhea Ripley retained. Brock Lesnar defeated Cody Rhodes by technical submission. It went 9:40. It was about what you think it was. Let's put it that way. So that thing's going to fucking continue. Also, Cody's selling an arm and pulled a Bob Orton. They had a titanium. They explained it what it was. It was like a weird cast thing. It's a cast. Call it what the fuck it is. There was a titanium rod in it. And in the main event, that was not the heavyweight title. You shameful liars, you bastards, you. Owens and Zayn, they retained. John, do you have the Spoony One betrayal button ready?
But chance. I'm going to make sure it's working. I'm ready here.
All right. Roman and Solo, they did their thing. There was a ref bump. I could hear the collective sigh now. I don't blame you. Usos show up. They wreak havoc. They start super kicking people. And they accidentally super kicked Solo Sikoa, only for Roman to turn around and realize, wait, they super kicked Solo Sikoa when it was obviously by accident. Even Paul Heyman tried to get in there. No, my tribal chief, it was by accident. And Roman, being a paranoid motherfucker he is, decided to shove people around. And not Jay, but Jimmy super kicked Roman, pushed a button.
Betrayal!
What?
Betrayal! Betrayed me!
This is nice. I don't have to worry about buttons tonight. Very nice. But yeah, the Usos and Jay had that look of something. Come on, I want to be with him. And Jimmy was like, "Yo, actually, we should have done this a long time ago." So there's that. And Sammy did a thing in Saudi. There you go. Thank God we have them buns now in the Discord. I feel like my gimmick is obsolete.
Obsolete!
Thank you. You know what, folks? I'm just gonna be the straight man and no sell everything at this point. It's all what I can do. And Brother Ball, he introduced himself in KO in Arabic as well. That is a thing that happened. Yes.
Oh, I saw a picture of Sammy actually making it to Mecca. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a vlog series on the YouTube, and Sammy took advantage of this first trip to Saudi to go to Mecca.
Is this his first time making the Hajj?
Yeah,
I think so.
It was.
Well, good for him.
He looked like he had was one of those surreal moments that it's going to take days for him to process. Something big and religious like that. I'm not going to blame him. I'm not going to blame him.
No shame.
No shame at all. I mean, it's religion, and we all know how we think about religion. But hey, to each your own. I'm not going to.
He's a wholesome boy.
Yeah, that is for sure. All right, so that's the Fed stuff out of the way. Their doings, and for those wondering, yeah, they advertised 3 main events. JC says WB built the show as 3 main events. When the world title is back to being curtain jerker, that's not a main event. That's a fucking curtain jerker. But allegedly, Seth had to go home to film Captain America. That was the easiest way to accommodate that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna give the Fed shit for that.
Yeah,
if that's the case, so be it. It happened.
Marvel's
and
a big.
What?
We were talking shit about Marvel before we went on here, but hey, Marvel's still a big freaking deal. So.
Yeah. That being said, I will also say this: I also can't shit on the Fed for doing that. When we praise AEW for putting main event level matches as their curtain jerkers, so can't be hypocritical here.
Also, Marvel is still owned by the mouse, and you don't fuck with a mouse.
Yeah.
Let the mouse fuck with itself, looking at the Star Wars franchise.
Vince may be Vince, but he ain't crazy enough to fuck with the mouse.
No. Hell, he's seen what the mouse has done with a particular politician from the state.
From my home.
Yeah.
From my home.
I don't want to be too political, but yeah, that particular gentleman fucked around and even Goofy decided to make him find out. So there's that.
Vince, I want Seth Rollins on a fucking plane back to Florida so he can start making me money.
Well, goddamn, pal, he's got to win the world title. Wait, we got 3 minutes, right? Tell you what, Mickey, I'll put AJ Styles and Seth Rollins as a curtain jerker so he can get a private plane back. How's that sound?
He better be on the ground when I get my morning cup of joe, or I'm going to send Goofy there.
Mickey, God damn it, shut up. I said a private jet, not one of those charter jets that's going to be stuck for 10 fucking hours. A private one, damn it.
Did you just tell me to shut up?
I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon, damn it.
Also,
Goofy.
real quick, before you continue on with your little tirade, Lady K just called me out for trying to do that Mickey laugh, saying I sound like I had my balls in a vice.
Oh, no.
So you pulled a Johnny on Bosch.
Ooh.
Ooh.
With apologies to Mr. Bosch, by the way. He's cool.
Goofy.
No, dude, I'm like, oh, you're like Johnny on Bosch.
Goofy.
You're like a 7.
Go to Titan Towers.
I already said that.
Bring your sledgehammer.
Hey, there's no need.
All right, let's not drag this joke out any longer than it needs to.
Dude, have you been to this show before?
Yes, which is why I'm reining it in now.
I'm glad you're
Fuck,
here.
that's what I did last week. I shouldn't be laughing. What the fuck? Anyway.
I'm glad you're here that you do that then, Shades, because I have no energy to do that this week.
Well, yeah, you've been literally moving. So there's that.
Indeed. Moving on.
Oh, I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah, I was like, it's time for the news.
We've got a lot of stuff going on in Japan. First off, the NJPW, I guess this is technically America, but Japan adjacent. The NJPW Strong Women's Championship Tournament took place last week. Good stuff overall. Unfortunately, the main event, Mercedes Moné injured her ankle falling off the top turnbuckle, so she called an audible, and Willow Nightingale is the first ever NJPW Strong Women's Champion.
Now, big moment for Willow Nightingale, who's been starting to make a name for herself in AEW, and now she gets to hold that belt. That's huge. That that's gonna be freaking amazing. Wait till she shows up on Dynamite with that shit.
Mm-hmm. And she did film a promo on Wednesday, promoting that. So obviously there was intention to bring Mercedes Moné into the fold, but that's not going to happen this particular month. God damn it! Will the wrestling gods stop injuring people before a major crossover event? For fuck's sake!
Yeah, this is the second time. This is the second time it's happened. Second year in a row, people are getting injured.
Half of Aussie Opens out for a while. Mercedes Moné practically breaks her freaking ankle, and thankfully it's just her ankle. If it was a full fucking leg, oh god!
It's Forbidden Door is a cursed pay-per-view at this point. But I will say this: this now leaves the door wide open, quote unquote, pun not intended.
Yeah.
Because if Willow holds on to that belt long enough, who could show up in AEW to challenge for it?
Oh, obviously Mercedes.
Exactly.
Brother Ball, I am currently holding in my hands a very important piece of paper. What? What do you got here, Paul? What do you got?
I dare not ask. It's Brother Ball.
It's a picture of a severed head. I'm going to be very upset.
It's a piece of paper. How can you put an entire severed head in a piece of paper?
A picture of one. Oh, I think I know what this is about. I've
been going on for the last few days now. Huh.
I think he talked about this in the RVT Discord server. I think I know what he's going on about. It's more of a personal matter.
Oh, never mind. He told me. Personally.
I have an inkling to what he might be talking about. Then, if it's a personal matter, considering what's
we're not going to divulge this on air. But I am, for those who don't know, gonna. There we go. I'm gonna put the password in the Wrestle-Cast Discord chat.
Oh, I'm glad that finally went through.
Yeah. There you go.
Awesome. Congrats, Brother Ball.
Yeah,
there you go.
Knowing what that was like, I'm glad that finally went through. So, yeah. Cool.
There you go.
Staying on Japanese news, we have retirements on our hands, as after 10 years as an active wrestler, Saki Akai will be retiring from pro wrestling. She is most well known for her role in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, especially under her alter ego, Saki-sama, leading the faction Bishiki-gun, which is basically their big heel faction, where they like to abduct people and turn them into fancy-like, and all Frenchy. So it's going to be sad to see her go. I was really hoping she would turn up to AEW one of these points, but whatevs. Best of luck to her and her post-retirement plans.
Give me Yuka Sakazaki and AEW more. More!
She's going to be here next year.
That's not soon enough. You know that, right?
It'll have to be soon enough because she still has to finish up. And speaking of which, that's now two major names that Tokyo Joshi Pro is going to be losing. They're going to be losing Yuka Sakazaki and now Saki Akai. So thankfully, they still have a very young, robust roster, though they've been building up.
Good. I was going to ask. It's like, hopefully they've been building up some stars because they're going to need them now.
Yeah, those two are like two of their pillars of the company. And speaking of pillars, Tam Nakano has definitely become like an absolute central figure of stardom because she just defeated Mina Shirakawa to become the second ever double champion in the company as not only the world champion, now the Wonder Champion. And yes, it's double champion, not unification. Stardom does not like to unify their belts.
You hear that, New Japan? Was it worth it?
I miss the IC belt.
I do. I do too.
We miss both those belts.
Fair.
Yeah, we
the ugly monstrosity that we were left with as a result of it. I remember.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Compared to other belts in our realm, that belt looks decent now.
Yeah, but compared to
I
other
mean,
New
you've
Japan
seen the New Japan Pro Wrestling TV title.
We lost the Intercontinental title just to replace it with an ugly ass man ring.
You know, in fairness, though, the guy that got it, whose waist is round, is putting up banger matches.
Yeah, good
which
old
is the
Simon.
fucked up part.
It's not. It looks like just an old school type of wrestler with his current like robe and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm very glad that Rossy Ogawa has the sense to say, hey, she now has 2 belts she'll be defending, not just one singular unified belt. So that's cool. And this bit of news is going to make Shintigercurl.
By the way, Hairball, don't jump a fucking head again.
Yep.
What about this? What about that? It's on the list. We're gonna talk about it. Stop jumping ahead. Moving on.
Yes. So moving on next. Here's a bit of news that's going to make Shin very, very sad. Jordan Grace has finished up with Impact Wrestling and will be taking a sabbatical from pro wrestling in general.
I am to sad face when I heard that news, and if anyone deserves a rest and a sabbatical, it's future ex-wife number 13. As long as she doesn't take a sabbatical in the ocean next to a certain cephalopod that will remain nameless.
That joke will never die.
Never.
Yeah, she lost last Friday a last chance match for the Knockouts Championship. Also during that against Deonna Purrazzo. Also during that show, PCO guy's mouth staple shot.
Ow!
Yeah, and Scott D'Amore took a bump.
Yeah,
Her table.
also,
that was on fire.
Yes. Also, you'll be happy to know, Shades, PCO took the staples out himself with pliers.
Well, he's not human. Keep that in mind.
Clearly!
Neither is Scott D'Amore, because, yeah, he went through a flaming table.
Yeah. Yeah, he took a bump through a table. That was on fire.
To be fair, with the exception of that one time Cody Rhodes did it, most flaming table spots aren't as dangerous as they seem.
Yeah, usually you just have to put a light amount of lighter fluid on there and make sure that there's enough wind when you go down that it puts it out.
Yeah, for those wondering, Kier brought it up in the chat thanks to Bully Ray. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened there.
Yeah, well, at least Scott D'Amore won up to Dixie Carter in that regard.
Yeah. Hey, one more thing to shove in Dixie Carter's face hole. It came out wrong.
For still like getting injured off of that bump and sung it like a champ.
You know, Matty, considering all the shit that the things that I've heard about Dixie Carter, that quote from you kind of is awkward.
Yeah, I was gonna say that came out wrong, and no, there is no or did it. No, it came out wrong. That was a big pile of phrasing, and I'm just gonna move on.
No, I mean considering what I've heard about Dixie Carter during her time.
Like I said, it's a big pile of phrasing, and moving on.
Moving on to the best news that we heard all week. It's now official. Not releasing on not released on June 27th, but June 29th on a Thursday, so they could really hype it up on the Wednesday beforehand. AEW Fight Forever. It's official. We got so much gameplay footage and screenshots since the announcement, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Now wait. Well, go ahead, Shay.
Honestly speaking, like something I think we need to do to temper our expectations here, in terms of graphics, do not expect this to be up to the same level of graphical fidelity as like the 2K games for the Fed, but the gameplay is where I'm paying attention to see if it can hold up. If the gameplay looks good, if the gameplay feels good, you got to win.
Keep in mind, they have it on the Switch, so they got to be cross-platform for everybody, including the Switch. Which, by the way, the competition for wrestling games is 2K17 and Retromania.
And
No
Wrestling
pressure.
Empire.
And Wrestling
And
Empire as well. Yeah, very true.
Wait a minute, T-Dub. No, I think you're wrong. I heard from what I heard, the game's coming out next week.
No, you're gonna have to wait just 33 more days.
Yeah, they said June.
They said June.
I
Officially
gotta wait.
June 29.
I gotta wait 33 more days in this shithole of a country for that game.
Uh-oh.
No. There's no reason to live. There's no reason to live. Where's my TARDIS? Where's my TARDIS? Geronimo! There's no reason to live. Ah!
Notice he went for Matt Smith this time.
I say we move on forward. Alonzi!
Nevertheless, I've seen quite a bit of Raw gameplay from this. First, thanks to AEW themselves, as Evil Uno and OC streamed it.
Mm-hmm. And Brother Paul brought up that Fight Forever has become exalted because Mr. Brody Lee will be in the game. Thumbs up.
He's going to be in it, as well as Owen Hart's, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Yuka Sakazaki, Nyla Rose. Recently got revealed via screenshots from YouTubers who got invited to play the game, Ricky Starks.
Pretty Ricky, as they call him.
But do they have the best wrestler working today?
Who would that be?
The one that that Orange Cassidy has to face off against soon.
Who?
Kirihiko.
Yoshiko, no.
Me.
No, Yoshihiko is not involved, unfortunately. I think it's a licensing thing.
No, they just know how violent that son of a bitch is now that he's in his old age.
By the way, speaking of Orange Cassidy, they showed off the hands in the pocket moves, so that looked pretty nice. And overall, I am very much looking forward to this game. It's very quick, very fast-paced, and it's from all the gameplay footage I've seen, it is an updated AKI game. So if that's your style game that you've been waiting for, you're going to love this.
And considering I used to love playing the AKI games back in the N64 days, I'm very much looking forward to seeing this.
Oh, and Cure Crystal, according to Evil Uno, no motion capture whatsoever.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that all the moves were done by hand.
There you go.
Yeah, game's looking good. And of course, we gotta cover this. It's time for the weekend to officially begin with the Wrestling Games Grand Prix, and this week we have the Grand Climax.
Basically, the season finale of the WGGP.
Yeah, after all these years, we finally got a season finale. And originally it was going to be Slip and Jericho, but right in the middle of the introductions, John Blood showed up.
Yay, Johnny!
And I just love the banter they had, because Slip is like, "You're not supposed to be here." And Johnny's like, "Well, yeah, you're supposed to be in hell." So we started things off with Jim Ross versus Spider-Man. And at one point, Jim Ross runs across the ropes, actually bumps into the ref, and ends up busting the referee open.
Yeah.
What a ref bump.
Mm-hmm. That's a fucking ref bump right there.
And JR ended up winning the match with the stunner, making him the longest reigning multiversal champion.
Who can dethrone the ass of the champion?
I think we may have to send the tribal cheeks after him.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Cheek to cheek. I like it.
Maybe the only way to take the belt off him.
And speaking of tribal cheeks, he, along with many other people, participated in the WGGP Champion Rumble.
Every WGGP World Champ was eligible. And new.
Yes,
World
no
Champ.
doubt. Yeah, you didn't even make it to the final two, I'm sorry to say.
No, where were the final two there, T-Dub?
Misawa and the Hurricane. And the Hurricane.
You heard that right. Mitsuharu Misawa versus the Hurricane. And guess who the fuck won?
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
Yeah.
But I will give props to the Hurricane. Wasn't he the one who powerbombed Andre the Giant?
He did.
So did Liger.
So yeah, Liger did as well.
But towards the end, Masao was kind of going crazy with that elbow of his.
Trying to hit me with those elbows. What's up with that?
Well, that's the thing. Prime Misawa, those elbows may as well be bullets.
As to quote our good friend Joseph Massino from the King Walking the King's Road series, I only have 4 words for that. Masawa's elbow is God.
Well, Misawa learned that in that ring, his elbows were too short to box with God.
We're going to get a rematch from this. We're going to get a one-on-one rematch.
There needs to be a rematch, yes. Also, did you just quote CM Punk?
Maybe.
So, yeah, okay. You're not looking forward to Punk coming back, right?
On one hand, but on the other hand, he's always been one of my favorite wrestlers.
Fair. I get the feeling we're all looking forward to the end of the fucking speculations and we get back to the wrestling.
Yeah, I think we kind of have to address the elephant in the room, don't we?
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
Collision finally announced the location of their first venue for the debut of Collision, the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. So, translation, we got Punk. We got that shit figured out. Even Dave Meltzer he talked to Brian Alvarez on Observer Radio, and he pretty much said, no, there's a deal in place.
I mean, you don't make an announcement like that and not have people expect this to happen. Like, you don't make a big deal about going to Chicago without making it clear to everyone listening, yeah, we got Punk back.
But the biggest announcement is that they're going to Regina.
No, that was done. That was last week. But Regina, Saskatchewan it was originally I believe a house rules or a house show match, but it's on a Saturday, and they got a crew, and they got Collision to film.
I have heard that some of the members of the roster are wondering if there's going to be too much touring, because AEW used to be a very laid back, just once a week type of deal, but now it's very much a WWE style touring schedule. Not as much time for independence.
You know what? At the very least, it's still TV. And I get the feeling it's like we've been talking about. There's been a whole lot of speculation on the brand splits and all that stuff. Fuck the brand split. There shouldn't be a brand split. But from what I've read, it's kind of a bit of, if you feel like working Dynamite and both Dynamite and Collision, you can. If you want to do one show over the other, you can. So someone might say, well, I like working Collision more than Dynamite, so I'm going to stick around with Collision for a little while. They could definitely do that.
Yeah, that's why we've been calling it a soft brand split. They're not going to make the big pomp and circumstance that WWE does with a draft,
we hope.
All that jazz.
We hope.
But it's very clear with how they're adding people like in the promos for Collision, we've been seeing people like Miro and Scorpio Sky and even Thunder Rosa and even Andrade El Idolo was part of that promo commercial.
For those wondering where he's basically been suspended since the backstage spat with Sammy Guevara.
You cut off for a second there, T-Dub.
Oh, sorry about that.
I heard.
For anyone wondering where Andrade has been, he's basically been unofficially suspended since his spat with Sammy Guevara backstage.
Yeah.
As he should be.
So my guess is that some wrestlers are going to be set for Collision in a soft brand split with those guys to kind of keep them separate from the stars that are going to be on Dynamite. So you're probably not going to be seeing Sammy Guevara or the Elite or guys like them over on Collision. You're going to be seeing them on Dynamite and sometimes Rampage. Whereas those guys that we mentioned earlier are going to be on Collision, and probably CM Punk's going to be staying there as well. Like, they'll come together for pay-per-views more often than not, but otherwise they're probably going to be off in some of those guys are going to be off in their own corners, while other guys are free to jump back and forth between them. Like, we'll probably see a lot of tag teams like Butcher and Blade, The Acclaimed, Naturally Limitless. We'll see a lot of those guys possibly going back and forth between both shows.
Also, I'm sure that the champions will float as well.
Yes.
They'll float. They all float.
Oh yes, we all float down here. It is the end.
And and Miro, when you're on Collision, you float too.
All right, now for Dynamite from Vegas, I have to say, for this Wednesday night, I was busy getting everything ready for the move, so I unfortunately didn't have time to take notes at the time.
You know, I was gonna ask you about that. I'm starting to get sick about the rundown.
Don't worry.
Like, yeah, we know what the fuck happened on Wednesday. Why are we recapping it?
Yeah, it's just sort of a thing that, and we ended up doing. It's not something I particularly planned on it happening. So let's just go through the highlights. That's why.
I think for future reference, go for the highlights because with Collision coming on the line, it's gonna take forever to do just like the blow by blow.
Yeah, so keeping it just the highlights.
And I could sense from our audience that's where a lot of people start dipping out.
All right, just the highlights.
Just saying.
All right, so OC and Kyle Fletcher had a banger match.
They did.
And Austin Weapon is now all elite, and I have no idea how they weren't signed beforehand. How was New Japan not have these guys signed?
They probably were signed. They let it lapse and probably said, well, you know, you could still work New Japan and do AEW. We have that relationship. So
now, earlier this year, Kyle Fletcher, or him or Mark Davis, put out a tweet saying they could not find work earlier this year.
Oh.
No one would book them. So I have no idea what that was about and why it took so long for them to get some, but I'm happy they finally are because they're one hell of a tag team.
Absolutely.
And hope Mark Davis recovers soon.
I'll recover in due time, mate.
God, here it is.
Here is what? I'm just speaking in my normal Australian accent.
Then say, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Nick Offerman is Australian, ladies and gentlemen.
Very
Apparently.
Australian.
We also got one hell of a Hangman promo.
Yep.
Aimed towards BCC. As we mentioned earlier, Willow got one hell of a promo with her new belts. Tony Khan was very smart to capitalize on that.
He kind of had to. She's on the goddamn payroll.
I know, but a lesser booker would have just not acknowledged it because not my company, not my thing. But he's like, no, one of my people wanted belts, putting that on television. And even showed highlights featuring Mercedes Moné. We also had a pretty good contract signed with Cole and Jericho, and who is Cole bring out for the special enforcer? Sabu!
Sabu!
You know, there's a small controversy because people are saying, well, Sabu did some things that along the same lines as Brian Kendrick, and I'm like, who? Really? You're gonna try this shit on this?
One thing I heard from Steve from Going in Raw is that he just found it to be random. Like, why Sabu?
Yeah.
I mean, that isn't a fair argument to make. Like, why Sabu of all people? Like,
the only thing I can
really
think of is that he's local to the area, and Tony Khan likes ECW.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't, like, there's not much of a connection between him and Adam Cole, but for that, I can give a pass on that. Also, fun story, I actually pissed Lady K off when I first saw Sabu on the screen. I pretty, as you guys know, I tend to get pretty loud and excited when big moments happen, and Lady K gave me some shit for that.
Sketchbook?
No, but she was tempted.
I'm sure, considering, I'm just thinking, like, random Sabu showing up, Shade Young really loud, yeah, I could see it.
And hey, it's an easy paycheck for Sabu. Lord knows he needs it.
Yeah, he had a picture. For those who notice who the lady in the picture was, because he had a picture appended with picture framed, in the same style as what Logan Paul would have with this Pokemon card. That is his late wife.
Oof.
Yeah, she was his manager, and
Yeah.
She died a couple years ago, COVID-related symptoms.
Yeah.
First, it took her leg,
Mesa had good words to say about her as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mace had glowing praise for her.
Yeah, Melissa Coates was her name, I believe, and definitely a big loss for him. And just glad that he's in good spirits now. And moving on from that, we had a pretty good match between Ty Valkyrie and Lady Frost to hype up the match between Taya and Jade. And nice trios match between House of Black, defeating Blake Christian, Metalik, and AR Fox to retain their titles that the MJF promo Matty brought up. And in our main events, Lucha Bros defeated Claudio and Yuta, thanks to Young Bucks interference.
Really building up that anarchy in the arena match. I
will say this. I get the feeling they had some time to kill because Moxley decided to cut another promo, but hey, it is what it is.
Mox cut 2 promos that night, and the one in the ring was absolutely killer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to say no to a Mox promo. The guy, he can just go right off the top of his head and just cut a good one.
I think his backstage promos can sometimes get a little laissez-blah, but when he's in that ring and he really gets the passion going, he is amazing on the mic.
He's one of those people that just knows how to feed off of an audience.
Yeah.
Yes, he really does.
Then we got Rampage. Nice, good old match between the Acclaim to taking on Roos, Vince, and Jalistico. Good stuff there. Good trios action. And afterwards, Bowens called out the House of Black for Double or Nothing. And then Page and the Guns took on some guys. They didn't even get an introduction. Not even a name.
Squash.
It was. I feel bad because usually those guys at least get Ellerty in the ring. So-and-so. They didn't even get that.
Did the Guns come out to Mini-Man?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Fuck.
Now that
Same style entrance as what they were as Mini-Man, but now they're back to that old theme.
50 is upset.
Can't say I blame him. Ironically enough, I think it's a good tune for the Guns.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, that's a good song for the Guns, man. I'm telling you. You can trust your boy 50.
Many men wish death on me.
So why don't you guys come to the car lot and get yourself a mini van?
So following that, we have let's see, Ethan Page cut a promo. Hardy's interrupted. They're talking about how they injured Isaiah Cassidy, and Isaiah introduced his replacement, Send Hook.
Send Hook. I mean, it makes the most sense. They've already worked with Hook during this whole thing. And, I'm assuming Mark Quinn isn't ready to come back yet, so this is probably the best they could do to make this match work. And it pretty much locks in, because I don't think Hook's ready to take his first big loss yet.
At least he won't be the one getting pinned, I know that much.
Yeah.
I'm glad at how much they're protecting him. That shows how much they've invested into him.
Yeah.
The new tag team of Hump and Hook.
God damn it. It's stupid. It should not work, but it fucking works.
So then we got Lee and Rhodes promo where they announced that, hey, Swerve's going to be in the Blackjack Battle Royal, to which Lee goes, oh, that is interesting.
Yeah, Rhodes, Dust and Scott's had some fire promos lately. That was not one of them.
Hey, it was fine.
He tried. I mean, he gave it his best shot, but I mean, his best years are behind him. Let's be honest.
Dude, physically, his best work is behind him. Verbally, it shouldn't.
I thought that was just a fine promo. Nothing great, but I've seen worse.
Fair, but still.
There was a nice, decent match between Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker, defeating Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir, and Marina looked decent. She's getting better.
She looked decent because she didn't try to do for any big moves. She was mostly just sticking to her MMA-style strikes.
And one thing I noticed, she's not wearing boots anymore. She is barefooted.
Okay, that's something interesting. Okay, that's something. Okay, I'm approving of this improvement. I like it.
Yeah.
If this is the way she is going forward, maybe it won't be so bad. I think her trying to be a wrestler, like a toss and grapple style wrestler, wasn't fitting her. But if she focuses more on her strikes and kind of goes that style and kind of really push her MMA style, she might be able to get some more stuff out of it.
Yeah, it's one of those. She had a great match at during WrestleMania weekend during Bloodsport. which usually highlights grappling and shoot style wrestling. She was good there. So it's one of those things where I go, it probably clicked in her mind where, like, okay, I'm not going to be good at the catch can stuff, but if I keep it to, if I'm a heel, if I keep it to this, and that, and keep improving on the small stuff, I should be okay. I think that's the direction. It feels like that's what the direction. That feels, if I can fucking talk, mouth. It feels as if that's what she's looking towards, going towards, and that's not a bad thing.
No.
Indeed. And of course, we ended the show, let's see, with Lee Moriarty and Big Bill taking on Best Friends.
Did somebody mention Big Bill Morrissey?
I was just talking about Big Bill Morrissey.
You know that guy.
we were making that. Matty and Mace were making that joke too on Friday when we were watching that.
You corrupted him.
Yeah, Matty and Mace are doing it now too.
And you don't know all to blame. That big, tall son of a bitch, Big Bill Morrissey.
Take Big Bill Morrissey!
Big Bill Morrissey!
Who in this match hit the biggest black hole slam to
Oh,
Trent I've
bag!
ever seen.
Oh, ham! That was a slam. Damn!
Yeah,
that must have been at least a good 900 degrees on that spin.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely upped his game. He's definitely proving that he is no longer he's no longer Big Cass anymore. He is his own man now, and he is killing it.
I said it on Friday. I'll say it here. Can we have Big Bill versus Miro as a matchup? Please? Pretty please?
Yeah, we need that to happen.
Thank you. At least I'm not the only one now. That's good.
Yes, and the Lee and Bill picked up the victory when Big Bill hit chokeslam to Chuck. So, hey, they finally got a win here on a television show.
And then it erupted into absolute chaos because all of the other participants in the Blackjack Battle Royal were in the ringside, and they all just started going after each other.
Yep, ended in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook, with everyone fighting except for Swerve, who just looked on the ramp smiling with his drip.
Until Keith Lee went after him.
Yeah. Prince Nana going to, we don't want the smoke yet. We do not want the smoke yet.
And I suppose with that, is it time to preview the pay-per-view?
I think it's about time we do the thing, so we shall. From the T-Mobile Arena. I'm going to try that again. The T-Mobile Arena in, quote, Paradise, Florida, unquote. Paradise, Nevada. It's Las Vegas, for fuck's sake. Call it what the fuck it is. The T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Double or Nothing. Matches are as follows. For the buy-in, Ethan Page and the Guns taking on the Hardys and Hook. So it's a buy-in, so Hook's going to choke somebody out.
Yeah, I think this one's an easy win for the Hardys and Hook. Like, there's no reason, like, you set up that stipulation with no consequence for the Hardys. Makes too much sense for them to win.
That and they're not going to have Hook lose his first match on a pre-show.
Nope.
No, they want to make that a big deal.
We continue, and there's no particular order other, of course, the top match will be the main event, because obviously. House of Black have an open house 6-man tag match for the trios titles. It looks to be the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, but nothing has been officially confirmed as of this particular recording, which would be 9:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But it's the House of Black, and I love the fact that they got the black and white, the silver and black belts now instead of just like gold.
Yeah, I commented this on Wednesday when we saw the open house match on Wednesday. It really fits with their design. I like the setup for it. And I love the open house match that they've been doing. This whole open house rules has been really interesting.
Yeah, this
seeing
week's
all the different stipulations they throw in.
This week's matchup featured AR Fox and a couple of Lucha guys, so they went Lucha rules. 1 man in, 1 man out. No tags necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I would love it if all trios matches operate under Lucha rules, because whenever I see a match operate like that, whether it's here or in Mexico, or recently, it's like a month ago in Stardom, they had a Lucha Rules match. it just flows so fast. It's just so chaotic, and I love
that's
it.
why it's a signature match. That's why those are the rules in Lucha Libre. It's one man in, one man out. Tags are not necessary, simply because, again, the flow of it. And for those who are wondering, who is the legal man? It's simple. If one gets thrown out and you step back in, you're the legal man. That's how it usually works.
Yep.
The legal person is whoever's in the ring. That's who.
That's it.
Pretty much. Now, what we're going to be seeing this Sunday is up in the air because we don't even know who's wrestling in this match. Even if it is the Acclaimed, we don't know what extra rule they're going to throw in. Mm-hmm. So that really adds a lot of mystery to this match, which I
I'm going to share this. I had a weird fucking dream the other day. One of them lucid dreams where I'm like watching too much wrestling, which, I mean, it's me, folks. Come on. You must be new here if you think it's not the case. I dreamt I was a wrestler signed to AEW, so you know it's a dream, but still. And my tag partners were Lufisto and Kid Bandit.
Okie dokie.
And the rule was cosplay. Kid was in there. Deku from My Hero Academia. Lufisto dusted off her old Cutie Honey inspired gear, and I was Sailor Mercury.
Okie dokie, sounds normal so far.
And Julia Hart was the only one who cosplayed, but she full of black hair, everything Wednesday Addams.
Oh, I just had an evil thought.
Right?
Oh, no.
No, it's an even more evil thought. If I were to go up against the House of Black in an open house match, I would only have one. My rule. It wouldn't have anything to do with the match. It would just be there to fuck with them. Same rules. The only difference is that all three members of the House of Black had to come out as boys.
Oh!
Ow!
I think I know.
With Dalton Castle. They have to do the entire intro with Dalton Castle.
I do have an inkling of an idea of what the Acclaim's stipulation could be. In order to go for a pinfall, you have to do so while scissoring your tag team partner.
I don't think that's what they'll do, but that would be interesting as fuck.
Tags, the hand slap as a tag doesn't count. You have to scissor to tag.
Now that might happen.
There you go. And people, and Kira is like, about my dream seems normal to me. Like I said, it's again, weird dream for me.
That being said, getting back to reality here for a minute,
yeah.
I don't think it matters who's in this match. The house is doing too damn strong right now. There's no way they're losing this.
Agreed.
Yeah.
As popular as the Acclaimed are, I think that House of Black would need the win more than the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it is a rumor, and we're going off speculation, especially from the promo, the Acclaimed, the post-match promo, the Acclaimed cut on Friday. So there's that. Adam Cole takes on Chris Jericho in an unsanctioned matchup. Sabu will be there as a special guest enforcer.
Basically, just there to keep the JAS from fucking around. Though I'm willing to bet that's good. Even with him and Roderick Strong, the JAS is probably going to have some tricks up their sleeve. It's an unsanctioned
For those wondering,
match,
I just
no
daved
rules.
a mosquito. Don't worry, I wasn't daving T-Dub. I was daving a mosquito trying to suck on my blood.
Anyway, so yeah, even with that, the JAS is going to have something up their sleeve. It's unsanctioned. There's no rules. And there's no disqualifications. Odds are good. They've got a plan here. So it's going to be interesting to see if Sabu and Roderick Strong can overcome whatever the JAS has ready to throw at them.
Matt Menard's going to take a Sabu table bump and be happy in his head place about it.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
my prediction on that one.
Yeah,
I think is going to happen. I think Adam Cole's going to win because one of the rumors that he could be a future challenger for MJF.
I would actually agree with
even
that.
if it doesn't count towards the record, it's one of those keeping him strong, even just visually, is a good idea.
My prediction is the JAS will try something, but then Sabu will just look at them and they'll just say nope.
And with Sabu there, you never know who else might show up. Sabu might call on a favor or two.
Rob Van Dam, bing ding 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 ding. The whole
Nah.
fucking show.
Nah. He comes out to Pantera.
Yeah, Daddy Magic goes on, you know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard? And Sabu just looks at him and he's like,
Not
something
that!
way over there across the arena. I'm going over there now.
No. Here we go. You know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples real hard? Sabu stares him down. Not that!
Jake would be all like, love this hat. And then he throw it in the audience. Oh, my hat blew that way. I gotta go find it. I'm probably gonna hold that. Excuse me, guys.
Throw it as far away as you can.
And of course, my favorite, Daniel Garcia. He tries to do something against Sabu. Sabu pulls out a chinchilla. And he spends the entire match talking to the chinchilla.
Oh my God.
What would that sound like, that, Mr. Shintigercurl?
Sorry, Chris. I would help you in this match against that punk Adam Cole, but I'm going to talk to a chinchilla now. Hey, chinchilla, what's going on? Yeah, you take babs and dust? What's that like? Did people make coats out of your fur? How do you feel about that, chinchilla? Okay, chinchilla. Talk to you later. Say hi to your mother for me.
And during that entire time, Adam Cole's just punching him in the face.
Yeah.
Punching Jericho in the face. And Jericho's like,
Right.
help me! Help me!
Say hi to your mother for me. Jade Cargill defends the beleaguered AEW TBS Championship against Taya Valkyrie. Put the belt on Taya Valkyrie so we could actually have a reset on that fucking belt, please.
The way they set things up earlier this last week when they had Jade win 2 matches, literally back-to-back, just to get her up to 59, they're setting this up. Honestly, come on, guys. You should have waited until now for this match the first time, so that when Taya won, it would actually mean something. But at this point, I don't care. I don't care who wins this match. This thing with Jade is done. Now, I want to make this clear. This is not a dig at Jade Cargill. She's an amazing wrestler. She's great on the mic. She's fantastic. But they have booked her into oblivion, and I'm sick of it.
At this point, I don't care who wins the belt. It could be Taya Valkyrie. It could be Chris Statlander. Hell, it could be fucking the Gambler for all I care.
Nah.
Just get the belt off of her. And again, like Shade said, this is nothing against Jade. Jade's a fantastic wrestler. It's just run its course. Get it off of her, please.
The run is done. It's been done since last year. Blackpool. Go ahead.
I would say I hope Taya wins as well, although I'm not quite as negative as these gentlemen are on it.
You will be.
I will see. I just when I see Jade with belt, I'm like, oh, cool, I guess.
That's the wrong reaction.
I know it's the wrong reaction, but it's still nothing negative. It's like, oh, cool.
That's a sign. That's a sign it should change. Blackpool Combat Club, that's the entirety. That's Brian, John, Claudio, and Wheeler taking on the Elite, Kenny, Matt, Nick, and the Hangman. Anarchy in the arena.
Oh, I don't care who the fuck wins this match. This is going to be exciting.
And this is the first time these four have teamed together since Double or Nothing 2020.
Yeah.
I will leave my thoughts on this in the hands of the Dapper Yapper. Shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah.
Again. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, shit's about to get real. Justin Roberts' finest moment right there when he said that line.
I think this is...
expect copious amounts of blood.
Oh, yeah. Especially at a Mox. Like, we got a running gag whenever Mox has a big match. Okay, start the clock. How long till he bleeds? We suspect it won't take long.
No. Also, I got to disagree with Aaron Coggins in the chat. He's saying that the Anarchy won't be as bad as the last one. I thought the last one was okay. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't like it was terrible.
It was one of the matches of the year last year. He seems to like it due to the vast amounts of camera cuts.
Yeah, the camera cuts were a little shitty, but when you have a bloody Eddie Kingston carrying a gas can about to kill somebody, you know it's good.
I think this
was a case where the camera cuts were necessary because there was so much chaos going on. It was impossible for anyone to keep up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't blame them for going a little crazy there.
I think this is an appropriate replacement for the Stadium Stampede match.
Yeah.
Stadium Stampede match was more gimmicky, more comedy, or the more fantastical elements of professional wrestling. Anarchy and Rita is just two groups who don't fucking like each other going to absolute war on each other.
And because you can't do blood and guts too many times because you
got to pace those out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blood and Guts is a feud ender.
Anarchy is just one of those. We don't want to end it yet, but there's some steam to blow off. Jamie Hayter will defend. We don't know if she's injured. Technically, we don't know what's going to happen. But on the card, it's Jamie Hayter taking on Toni Storm for the Women's Championship.
Cake is injured?
Yeah.
From what we know.
I'm hoping that Hayter does retain and can move on to new challengers.
It's the Outcast. It's practically women's NWO. They're not going to move on.
And on top of that, if Jamie is injured, they're going to put the belt on Toni Storm just to get Jamie time to recover. So
that's true.
It's a case of I'd like for Jamie Hayter to win, but it wouldn't surprise me if Toni takes.
Let's put it this way: if she's legitimately injured, the faster you could take the belt off her, so she could actually go home and recover, the better. But ideally, if this is more kayfabe than shoot, and all she needs is like maybe a couple more weeks off from taking too many bumps, logic dictates she keeps the belt. But this is one of those we don't know yet. We know there's an injury. That we know.
This one is completely up in the air. I can't legitimately call this one either way because we don't know the real story behind this one.
Blackjack Battle Royale for the International Championship of the World. Orange Cassidy defends against the following who have been announced: Ricky Starks, Pretty Ricky, what they call him, The Butcher, The Blade, Bandito, Commander. Flippy shit's gonna happen. Lee Moriarty, Big Bill Morrissey, Ari Daivari, Tony Nese, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, Kip Sabian, Ray Phoenix, Penta El Miedo, Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Keith Lee, Dustin Rhodes.
Now, I get the sense that this match is going to be an easy way to get the belt off Orange Cassidy because it's pretty clear he's banged the fuck up. So the question is, who's most likely to win this thing? And if I were to be a bet...
Or the story of Orange Cassidy defending every week. He's probably not banged up at all. He's just playing it up for story's sake. He just goes, he's the Houdini of the International Championship. He just keeps winning.
If there would be a new champion in this matchup, I would have to say it's probably Swerve.
Yeah.
Swerve's up there on the list. I'd say, yeah, probably in the top 3 is Swerve. I'd also put, we were talking about this on Wednesday, another likely candidate is Jay White.
Jay White, Juice, and with Ricky Starks looking for some singles belts, it's a good way to put a little bit of seasoning on that rivalry.
I do have one complaint about Jay White and AEW is the fact that he has not had time to cut at least one decent 5-minute promo in the past few weeks.
I think that's another reason to put the belt on Jay is that you give him a reason to get more airtime.
He is too good to not be cutting promos every week.
And personally, while I'm like, well, it's a singles championship, that's good, but it's the international championship. I'm like, I was so conflicted on Wednesday. And on one part, it's a singles championship, and it's Jay White. He's going to do well. On the other, it's the international championship. For the talent of that caliber, that's starting him a little lower on the ladder than he should be, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing: MJF has a stranglehold on the world title, and he's not losing that until at least Full Gear.
And do you really want to see Jay White with the TNT belt?
He would do a shitload better than the last few champs.
Yeah, but considering how they've been booking that belt since this year started, nah. Honestly, if he was going to go, if they're going to give him a belt, international title is much just more prestigious. Orange has made that belt legit.
That was the other side of the coin. Like Orange Cassidy made it pretty much single-handedly gave that belt a shitload of credibility in the last couple of months just by defending the shit out of this championship.
Mm-hmm. In nothing but bangers.
And nothing but bangers. That absolutely helps. Speaking of the TNT Championship, Wardlow takes on that bastard Christian Cage. TNT title ladder match.
Please let Wardlow retain and keep the belt for a few months.
Yes, if he loses his belt to Christian now, first of all, the belt is already tarnished. You're only making it worse. Secondly, you've killed Wardlow's momentum completely. Here's no recovering from that.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, absolutely keep the belt on Wardlow. It's good that Christian Cage is wanting to build himself back up, but this is not the time to pull the trigger.
I love me some instant classic, but got to keep the belt on Wardlow for both him and the belt.
If nothing else, this should be a banger.
Yeah,
I don't think Christian Cage is going to allow himself not have a banger, especially with a ladder match.
Yeah, and Wardlow has proven he can handle himself in a ladder match as well, so these two should put on a hell of a match.
FTR defend the AEW Tag Team Championship of the World against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Mark Briscoe to serve as special guest referee.
I like this. Oh, go ahead, Shades.
I was going to say, I love the story of this match. I loved the way they've been building this one up. They've had a great build for this one with Mark being tossed around between both groups, kind of trying to play peacemaker between his old friend Jay Lethal and his buddies in FTR after the wars they've had, and just how they just will not get along with each other and how he's basically been dragged between them. And now he's just like, all right, fuck all y'all. I'm calling this one down the middle because both y'all being idiots.
He literally slapped everybody but Jay Lethal, who put his hands on his head going, I love you, but I am sick of this bullshit.
Yeah. So this is going to be an interesting match. This also can kind of cancel out what is going on with Jay and Jeff, where who's going to have not only Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh, but now Karen Jarrett's now involved. Good fucking
For those wondering, no, that's not grinding noise. That's Mace going, fuck.
The ultimate Karen Jarrett.
Yes. Yes. It was funny. The week Karen made her debut in AEW, Mace was not there that week, but we all were looking like, oh, he must be screaming his head off when he sees this. And sure enough, he confirmed that, yeah.
The next call he came on, he confirmed he was losing his shit.
I did not expect to care about this match more, but now, after the last couple of weeks, I really am looking forward to this match.
As we are.
This
was well built.
Yeah. And I suspect FTR is going to take this one. They've got some time left on the clock now that they've re-signed. They're going to hold those belts for at least a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And can we just say this whole thing has probably made Satnam Singh even a bigger star than he already is?
I get so sick of people saying that Satnam Singh is just another great Khali. Yeah, he hasn't wrestled much.
Man took a table bump and looked good doing it.
And he can
We're
move
done with
around.
this argument here.
Yeah.
And he's got and he actually has charisma, unlike the great Khali or people like him. Sorry,
I'm sorry. Look, not very many tall dudes can pull off overalls. Satnam Singh could pull off overalls, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You need a bare minimum of like 10 charisma to pull that shit off.
He's not the best wrestler in the world, but he's got mobility when he needs to have it.
Yeah.
He's probably never going to be a world champion, but he knows his spot on the card and he knows how to play it.
He's the muscle, and he plays it well. He's not being booked as the next Andre the Giant or the next Big Show. He's the muscle, and he does it well.
Sometimes all you need is a spot on the card and a good paycheck. He'll do what otherwise he is buddy. And in the main event, Maxwell Jacob Freeman defends his AEW Heavyweight Championship of the World a replica who's I hope to get a shot at it. But I will say this: I do have a budget. I have a belt budget. If it's over my belt budget, I'll cringe. But I gotta say no. And I know how expensive it is in U.S. So knock on wood. MJF defense against Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry in what has been nicknamed the Four Pillars 4-Way matchup.
Match of the year candidate.
Oh, this is easily going to be a match of the year candidate. This is a match that has been built up. I'd say the building blocks started as far back as MJF's feud with Darby Allin, where he first brought up the idea of the Four Pillars. And so this has been building for quite a long time, well over a year and a half now, building up to this moment. And what I really, really like about this match is the fact that, as MJF said in his promo, all four of these guys in the main event of what is essentially their WrestleMania, because Double Nothing is their WrestleMania pay-per-view, is their big pay-per-view of the year, are four homegrown AEW talents, guys who were never famous on television in any other promotion. Yes, they've been in the indies, but none of them were on Impact. None of them were in the Fed, especially. Not even NXT. They only made the name for themselves. Oh, hold on, I muted.
No, we hear you.
No, I accidentally unmuted the stream. They made a name for themselves in AEW, and now here they are, leading, main eventing their big pay-per-view of the year. That shows you how much Tony Khan understands how to book a promotion. Focus on your homegrown talent and make them stars. And that is exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, and out of all of them, MJF is the one with the most amount of television experience due to his time in MLW, even though that is probably the lowest of the big-end promotions.
And moreover, all four of them have grown by leaps and bounds since they debuted in AEW. Like, especially Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy had all the physical talent in the world, but he was just bland. But since working with Christian, I'd say he's one of the most consistent promo cutters in the entire company.
And,
agreed.
And people will say, well, no, he's not a good promo. But that's the thing, though. He's improving. We're not saying he's the best promo guy on the company. We know that. But he's getting better.
Similar to Darby Allin.
better.
Yeah.
Similar to Darby. Darby wasn't a good promo, but he is exploded on the promo scene. He's gotten better. Sammy was a decent promo. Now he's a better promo. All of them have held gold. All of them have beaten legends. All of them have beaten vets. And with so much raw, young, uncut talent in that ring, you'd be foolish not to think this was going to be not going to be a match of the year candidate match. We know MJF's going to win, but all four of them are going to be absolute megastars after this.
JC or Aaron in the chat, he said it best. MJF is winning, but this is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Truer words, sir. Because here's the thing, and a lot of people will shut on MJF because he's not a, quote, good wrestler, unquote. I've seen him in MLW way before All In. You know, 2018 All In. Dude's a good fucking wrestler.
He's a great wrestler.
He's a great wrestler.
Let's look at the matches he's had with guys like, you know, Darby Allin and CM Punk. You know, all those great matches he had. He can fucking wrestle. It's just that he knows what he's best at. He is best on the mic. But he is not slouching in the wrestling department at all.
Let's put it this way, folks. Same thing goes to comedy wrestling. You got to be good technically to pull off comedy wrestling. Same thing as a heel. Oh, yeah, it's good to talk shit, but it ain't bragging, motherfucker, if you back it up.
Yeah.
And MJF has had bangers with all the other pillars. Every match he's had with the matches he had with Jungle Boy, with Darby, and with Sammy were all great. So I don't know whether it's just that his character work and his mic work do overshadow his ring work, but he is not a slouch in the ring. He's not good. He is great. He deserves to be in the top 10 best wrestlers in the world, bar none. And this match is probably going to definitely prove his naysayers wrong. Like, he can go.
Yeah. I mean, does nobody remember that Iron Man match he had just a few months ago with Bryan Danielson?
Case
that match
and
was
fucking point right there.
The guy went a fucking hour plus with Bryan Danielson and fucking killed it. Yeah, it wasn't just that he won. He fucking went all in on that shit. Yeah, this guy can fucking could wrestle a match with his eyes closed. Trust me, guys. This match is gonna freaking slap.
That being said, enjoy the papers, folks. I know I will. Got my chips, got my brews, and I got a sleeping pill for when midnight hits and I have to hit the sack because of work. Seriously, Tony, you were doing well with the Saturday pay-per-views. What the fuck happened? Oh, I get it's Memorial Day. I had Victoria Day last week.
Here's what happened.
To be fair, though, at least he's not overbooking the card to hell and back. 10 matches, not that bad.
Yes. Also, what happened? Collision happened.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't do pay-per-views on Saturdays anymore if he's got a show on those days.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. All right, gentlemen. Winners or losers time. Shades, you know the deal.
Yeah, for once, I'm not going to be able to give the Fed a loser this week because they haven't done anything that drastically bad.
Give it a couple of minutes.
Give it a little.
I found something.
Oh, fuck. All right, I will hold that loser if I need to, but since I know you guys are going to bring it up anyway, I'm going to go ahead and help add to the clean sweep on this one. Bobby Fish, what the flying fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously, okay, for those who not seen, they'll probably go into more details, but ever since Bobby Fish left AEW, he just does not know when to keep his fucking trap shut.
For those wondering, we brought it up last week with the Instagram. He fucking did it again. And for the record, I'm not going to bore you with the details. I'm not going to. I don't have the newest version, which is just a picture of the Bucks under the ring about to screw over the BCC. And of course, it's the same comment. It's literally the same comment. Seen better heads coming out of zippers. Gee, build a bridge and get over it, Bob. Jesus.
Seriously, I've heard of burning bridges. This guy's fucking nuking them.
Stole my line from off the air there, bud. Okay.
Sorry, dude. Gotta be quicker than that.
I can't be quicker. I gotta be cordial with my guests.
I know. But that being said, Bobby Fish, just shut the fuck up and do what you do best. Just go cut on some good matches. And you know what? Thanks for ruining any chance of us ever seeing a true undisputed era in AEW. Congratulations, you're an asshole.
He's not wrong. Shed.
D-Cell Battery Award. I'm gonna have to go outside of the sphere of wrestling for this particular person because they fucking deserve it after what they did this week. Don't worry, it's not who you think. There's a moratorium on certain person. Still.
Thank you.
But yeah. D-Cell Battery Award goes to Blair, a.k.a. Illuminati.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah.
She finally responded to all of the accusations that were levied against her by her two former co-workers, The Click and Wonderstruck. All of them provided with receipts, of course, with screenshots detailing her bad behavior. Her twit response? She just said thank you to all of her supporters for supporting her from the false accusations. Basically, it sounded like something a big-time corporation would say when they got caught with their hands.
By the way, for those wondering, Shin did not misspeak. It's a twit, not a tweet. There you go.
He is a twit.
Yes.
So not only did she formally not address the situation, she is still trying to pretend like it's all going to go away by putting up a bunch of videos. And thankfully, I myself and a bunch of other people buzz her comments, reminding her that you can't be a shit human being to your employees/friends and expect to get away with it. So Blair, if you're listening to this, and you probably will with your thin-skinned ass, you brought it all on yourself. This is the classic example of fucking around and finding out.
Because, ladies and
Congratulations,
gentlemen,
you played yourself.
yes, because, ladies and gentlemen, to fuck around is to be human. To find out is divine.
Hi, Mildra. It's been too long. You need to be on this show again.
If I may comment on this, because I actually did used to watch a couple of videos from Illuminati, and I got bored of them because she drags on and stretches the videos out too fucking long to begin with. Good lord. And that being said, I've said this before when it comes to getting called out on shit. If you're, first of all, for
those who may not know who we're talking about.
She is a documentarian on YouTube who often calls out bad corporations, and most especially MLMs, multi-level marketing companies, who just are basically pyramid schemes most of the time in disguise. They're all shit, and she'll break down exactly who they are, who runs them, what they do, what their bullshit is, everything like that. And she's been accused of basically treating her editors like shit, and tried to claim that Legal Eagle was plagiarizing her editing techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And and that's where she fucked around. And why would you fuck around with a lawyer?
For those who haven't heard of Legal Eagle, he's literally a lawyer who does YouTube on the side.
Yes. So great, pick on the lawyer, the guy who knows how to fight back at you. Congratulations, you're an idiot. So now she's getting called out left, right, and center. And as I've said before, when it comes to shit like this, if anyone saw my video about Bunny Ayumi on my channel, cheap plug.
God, that felt like an age ago.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. But when shit like this happens, when you get called out in a public space, you either take the L, admit you did wrong, and work to improve yourself, or prepare yourself for a long, drawn-out fight where your reputation is going to get dragged into the mud because you're not willing to admit what you did wrong. Especially when people bring receipts. If they bring receipts, accept that you failed and take the L.
Yeah, and it's gotten so bad that in her Discord chat, people are getting banned left, right, and center for even discussing this thing, whether for or against her. She has gone completely off the rails, and I have no sympathy for her. As for general losers, only got two. Maybe the Fed, depending on what the other guys have to say about them. I don't know. But the first loser goes to Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Okay.
Crash fire.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ. What the blue hell were you thinking releasing that game for $70 in that state?
Wait, what? So I saw like a clip, like a 2-minute clip of that. I'm like, all right, so cheap budget title, they'll make their money back, and no matter what people think. 70 goddamn US dollars.
Yeah, it's full price for that game.
Oh, fuck off!
Full
that hurts.
price.
That hurts.
And their apology was even worse.
Say no more, Titus. Say no more.
And, wait a minute. I got another loser. I just remembered. First, I'm going to do, of course, the one for the sweep. Bobby Fish. Bobby, when are you going to realize that you have no charisma? You're a great wrestler. You just have no charisma.
You're starting to make me think that you're going to be less over than Disco Inferno. Don't make me make the joke.
It's getting to that point. I don't want to do it, but it's getting to that point, Bobby. Because you keep this up, no one's going to want to book you. I mean, I'm not telling you, I'm not lying. I mean, where's the lie?
Never gonna. No, this was not gonna get old. Why? Because Bobby won't shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. And my last loser. I can't believe I almost forgot about this. And this needs to put me in a really good mood.
Oh no.
LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, I saw the video you made where you were just practically in tears over them losing.
I was so depressed about them getting swept by Djokovic and the Nuggets. I was so sad. I mean, I was nearly inconsolable. I mean, T-Dub hurt my voice. I mean, it was so sad that the GOAT, the one everyone said was going to bring home another ring, gets swept by a team that has never even made it to the playoffs before this.
Shin. It's obvious. You're turning into Stephen A. after a Cowboys loss. Go nuts! Go nuts!
Matty, everybody, I just want to say, I'm a fan of LeBron James. He's been to my daughter's christening. LeBron James should not have had the last possession of the game when he wasn't scoring 5 points and getting no rebounds.
And Matty, since you brought him up, I'm going to do you a big old favor. Hey! How about them Lakers?
The irony, folks, the irony is Stephen A. wants to go to L.A. He doesn't want to go to Denver. Too bad, kid. Too bad.
So, yeah. So, to quote Killmonger from Black Panther, this is your king?
Yeah. Now, CO92 in the chat, stay off the week. The button isn't necessarily called for, but that's the guy. That is the guy.
Yeah. I mean, I have the button if we wanted to hit it.
Hold off on it. We might. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but maybe next week. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. T-Dub.
Of course, Robert Merriweather Fish.
Fuck Bobby. Just call him Bob, Mr. Generic.
And of course, Hulk Hogan.
Oh.
He did an interview this week talking about the racist remarks he made back in 2015, calling it just a minor speed bump.
Oh no. Oh,
considering his family, that statement is very telling.
Oh, no. Oh,
wrong choice of words. Wrong choice of words, Terry.
Oh, Terry. That was an opportunity to just say, I'm sorry, and move on, and then not put more words out of your mouth.
He doesn't know how to do that.
Now I think the Stephen A. Smith button is called for.
Stay off the weed.
Yeah.
Shades.
Yeah.
This hurts me inside to say this. I love Hulk Hogan. We've had sensual massages together. We've shared many candlelight dinners together. But you gotta admit, when you fucked up and said some racist shit.
Be thankful I no longer have the brother fucker button on hand.
Oh my God. I'm tempted to bring up because I still have it, but I'm not going to hit it.
Oh, I don't think it somewhere saved. That. I don't have it loaded up.
Terry, another opportunity to just keep your mouth shut. That's what it is. Obviously, Bob Fish is a loser this week. For all the everything that's mentioned, y'all know the story by now. Bob, you keep talking. Disco Inferno is going to be more over than you. Do you want that? Because that's how you get that. But no, I've been talking about WWE getting a loser this week, despite the fact that overall they didn't deserve it, because it was a decent show, even for a Saudi Blood Money show. It was a good show. So, okay. Full credit to Tony Flags in the Solid Monster Sounds Off group, Facebook group. During Walter's entrance, which is an epic entrance as per usual.
Oh, God, now I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
God.
What?
Brace yourself, Shades. Brace yourself.
What?
Shin, John, sit. Ensure you are fully seated. During the entrance, WWE's augmented reality CGI kicks in. And let me put it up for you folks out there, because, yeah, that fucking happened.
Oh, I gotta see this. The fuck is that?
Does that look familiar to anyone? Familiar at all? Maybe some 1930s style imagery.
I'm speechless.
Give me a minute. I have a new button I need to play for this one. Matty, you heard this the other day.
Yeah. The debut is yours, buddy.
Yeah, thanks to my manga dub work, I have a new button for you guys. What in the goddamn circus monkey burger bullshit is that?
Perfect.
To quote Treebeard from Lord of the Rings, there is no curse in elvish, dwarvish, or the tongues of men to describe this catastrophe on the stream.
I love Walter.
Are they trying to go for what I think?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Are they going for what I think they're going for here?
This is what, the 4th time they've caught doing Nazi-style shit in the past year?
Oh my god.
I get it. It's Imperium. Like the background is like the Tron is literally a Romanesque thing, and you're trying to put him over as this uber dude who could chop your chest off before you're even thinking about chopping your chest off. You got a good wrestler here. You're gonna fuck it up with this.
Get out.
Part of me thinks vaguely that they maybe were trying for a Che Guevara thing with the shadows and the lighting of it, but no, that's too
If this was just an isolated incident to make it look like it's authoritarian, of course the ring is sacred and all that stuff. The name change, and there's a reason why I call him Walter and not Gunther. There's a reason.
Dear God, man, he's Austrian, not German. You could have went with the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
I just showed this to Lady K, and the look on her face of just pure, are you fucking kidding me? Folks, if you wonder why I ranted as hard as I've done about Walter and what they've done to him and Imperium, this symbolizes my hatred for this whole thing right there. That whole image. I am so sick of this. Like, just why do you keep trying to bring up Nazi imagery in the WWE? Why are we bringing this shit up? Especially in this day and age when we do have people spouting Nazi flags out there in our country, for fuck's sake. This is not the time to be pulling this shit, you dumbass motherfuckers!
You're gonna fuck up Walter. All I'm gonna say there. JC, rumors that Cody versus Walter will be the main event. Will be a main event. Will main event Mania. Sorry. I wonder if they're gonna try to do all American babyface versus Nazi. It's a rumor, and at this point, it's too early.
Too early, but if they pull that shit, you better believe I will not be happy. This
you won't
hurts
be alone.
me on a.
I don't think.
But here's the thing.
Would be.
Here's the thing. This hurts me on a personal angle because I come from a German heritage. My grandmother was in Germany during World War II. My grandfather served during World War II. Okay? My family's been there. They went through this shit. They witnessed that shit. This has to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting so sick of this shit.
Can we get rid of Vince already?
Fire that motherfucker! Out of a cannon! Into the sun!
Dear Endeavor, chuck him. Get rid of him.
The only problem
Please.
The only problem is the guy who owns Endeavor likes Vince.
Well, fuck him.
Then fuck him too!
Thank you.
I'm taking this personal at this point.
I don't blame you. I saw that. I'm like, I love Walter. He's one of my top 5 to watch right now. You're fucking him up. Let's do winners before I want to go back to not doing this show again. This was a good show.
Yeah.
I just wanted to laugh at the fucker, not turn it into a fuck you angle. Which, well, yeah, that's our gimmick. Anyway,
sorry.
Winners, shades. Let's get ourselves in a good mood again.
Not any specific winners, so go to my catch-all with AEW. They've been still putting on great shows. Really looking forward to seeing they're gonna have a killer summer this summer between Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All In Wembley Stadium, which looks like it's pretty much gonna sell out. And I believe they're still doing All Out as well, aren't they?
They are doing it 2 weeks later, yeah.
So yeah, 4 big pay-per-views back to back to back. Already got some killer lineups going on. I can't wait to see what they're going on with it. These guys are just winning right now.
Shin?
AEW, for the reasons that our esteemed guest has already said. Other winners include Djokovic and the Nuggets for cleaning house on the supposed GOAT, especially Yoke for counter-flopping the flopper in Game 3. That was some great payback by him. Let's see, the entire country of Egypt for standing up to Netflix for trying to steal one of their cultural icons and appropriate it for their own. Yeah, that's right. A lawyer representing the entire country of Egypt is suing Netflix for the Queen Cleopatra quote-unquote documentary series, if you even want to call it that. For saying that Cleopatra was black when all archaeological and historical evidence say that she was not. And how much are they suing Netflix for? $2 billion.
Damn.
And considering that Egypt has had a long, terrible history of other countries coming in and robbing them of their heritage, taking their kings from their resting places, and putting them on museums outside of Egypt, I'm very happy for them for finally standing up and saying, no, you're not taking any more of our stuff. Cleopatra is our icon. If you want black icons to look up to, there are plenty in Africa. Namely, Mansa Musa. Make a movie about him. You know Mansa Musa, emperor of the Mali Empire, the richest man who ever lived. Yeah, and I'm not kidding. Mansa Musa was beyond wealthy. Like, he makes Scrooge McDuck look like Anton the Poe guy from Living Color. He was that fucking rich. And let's see. And my last winner goes to someone in our chat, Devil Pogo Stick.
Oh.
Yeah, Devil this week did his first major stream for WWE 2K23.
Yep.
All Cause. It was a great little stream. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed seeing Hank Hill beat the ever-loving shit out of people. Unfortunately, he was taken out in the finals by Shaggy using the Mystery Machine, which is his finisher that I named.
Cool.
But unfortunately, he wasn't able to take his title. He wasn't able to take the title from the current. I don't know if Devil has a name for the belt anyway. I might be derping, but the current champion of his tournament is none other than Street Fighter Sagat. And needless to say, poor Shaggy ate a lot of tiger knees in that match. So yeah, it was a great stream, Devil. I hope you do it one more time, and I hope it finds an audience. It's some good stuff.
You know, going back on the Netflix thing, it's like, guys, we just got Power Rangers on the goddamn thing. You're fucking it up again. Moving on. D-Dub.
Getting my winner to one of the premier developers for wrestling games, Ukes. For it looks like they're hitting another one out of the park. And for those who don't know the history of Ukes, they literally start off making wrestling games. Originally, Tukan Retsuden for the PlayStation 1, which got localized here as Power Move Pro Wrestling. And that was only back in 95.
It is a weird game, but it's their first game.
Yeah, and it's also, I believe, is the first ever 3D wrestling game.
Yep.
So it's good to see them back on their feet once again.
And for me, AEW, for all the obvious reasons, Collision. Look, I made the rant last week about the Blue Jays game. The plan is to go there. They open 2 hours early. I'm going to have some good time, probably leave around the 5th or 6th inning, and head my way to Collision and maybe get a championship belt, but definitely getting some T-shirts. Got to get some T-shirts. If I can't get one, I'll get the other. And Sabu. Guy needs some good news? You got a good pop. That's some good news. And that is the show. I know we got to plug some stuff, and I know, Shades, you wanted to plug some stuff.
Oh, yeah. definitely got my manga dub stuff. Got a whole lot of channels that we've been doing lately. Got our manga dubs, got our animation dubs. We're also dabbling in the world of text message channels. If you see, you've probably seen those channels where there's just where it's a text message story being told out, a conversation that tells a story. Well, we do a couple of those now. Viral text, peep text, and text theater are floating around. And don't say anything. There might be some surprises down the road with some of those channels as well. Just keep your ears open for that one.
By the way, you probably should tell Lady K that we heard her.
We can hear you.
They can hear you,
Well, it could have been for you.
That being said,
fair.
But of course, yeah, we got channels of all different kinds floating around there, and I've even got a few new channels that I might be debuting in the near future, but I won't spoil anything. Plus, I got a couple of the video games that a couple mobile games I'm in, Glorious Adventure and Legend of Almia, if you want to hear my voice on your mobile phone as well. So, plenty of places to find me out there, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eyes and ears open on that.
Shin.
Yeah, I've been surprisingly active for the last 2 weeks, just streaming video games while taking a break from some War Machine and Hordes lore. Just been streaming random stuff on Steam and on my Switch. Making shorts because that's apparently what gets in the views. Still, the most popular thing was me complaining that Lorelei in Pokemon Puzzle League is a demon because she distracts me with how goddamn good looking she is.
I made the tit jokes last week. Folks. I'm not doing it again.
Especially when it concerns Richie.
Yeah.
My new shorts include what if Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was played by Macho Man Randy Savage. And also last night, I also finally finished my read-through of the Doctor Who Star Trek crossover, A Captain and a Madman. Devil was there. I told him the twist. He could not believe his mind. The twist is something big. If you're a fan of both Star Trek and Doctor Who, you would appreciate the twist ending of this fic. So it was good stuff. Also, New World 2nd Edition on sale on Amazon. Cop a copy. I need some traffic going to that if I'm going to make it to the top 25 spots. So help a brother out. But if you also want to help me out directly without deciding to read anything, PayPal.com/Shintigercurl, Cash App, $Shintigercurl. Yeah, it would help out the funds and help out the channel and help out getting the book promoted. So thank you.
Shin, T-Dub, I know you're not doing anything because you're literally moving. So whatever you got to plug ahead. But I don't think you're going to be doing too much of anything for at least a couple more weeks.
Yeah, I got at least the last part of my Let's Play going up sometime within the next few days. So I have that going on, and thankfully, before I moved, I recorded all the video game footage I needed for my next review. So at this point, I just need to script and record the audio, and I guess that should be out within the next week or so.
There you go. And of course, if you want to see that video come up just a little bit earlier, patreon.com/GWKReviews. My tip jar is over at paypal.me/MattyJ316. Donations are optional, but always appreciated. Wrestle-Cast@gmail.com if you have any questions. You can follow us on Twitter at MattyJ316, at TWKOfficial, and at TheShades_AT. Unless that's changed. That left that on screen for the entire show.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, cool. I have to double check. Of course, we have their Discord thing. I'm going to talk to Easy. I'm itching to riff some Toku. I know we don't have a thing to plug it, but I'm itching. I'm not going to lie. We'll keep you appraised on that situation there, of course. We're back next week with the pay-per-view review, and then it's the final month countdown. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And that's about it. That's the thing, folks. We're here on YouTube. Thank you very much for the like and subscribes and all that good stuff. That is going to do it for us. We thank you so much for tuning in and saying hi. And once again, enjoy Double or Nothing. And tell Junior to fuck off with that NXT bullshit. And at least until Braun Breaker makes his main roster debut. We know it'll kick ass there. But until then, on behalf of everybody, including our guest, the Shades.
On the Shades, we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!
You know, when you retire, you'll have to come back. We'll have to call you John Tagg.
Yeah, I know.
Because we gotta plug you as a voiceover guy. When we cross that bridge. Shintigercurl!
Matty Jay. I can't believe I have to do this. You and I are friends.
Yeah.
We've shared many romantic kisses under the moonlight together.
Yeah, not really, but okay.
But you don't put me on here second before last, before the guest of the Wrestle-Cast for a pay-per-view show.
And of course, TWK.
I am tired.
You're about to flare flop on that bed. I could tell. You do that. My name's Matty Jay, reminding you that professional wrestling supports independent promotion as soon as possible. We'll talk to you next week, folks. Enjoy the pay-per-view. Did I mention to enjoy the pay-per-view? Enjoy the pay-per-view. Have a good one. Have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Get a life, kid.